Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. Country with Patrick. Look at that shaft. Man, and it's got Titans on it. Where'd you get those Titans? He has swapped the interior to the dark interior. Only thing he's got left is the dash pad and maybe the steering wheel. This saffron is looking good. Man, it's hard to beat the good looking Saf, especially next to Queen Bee. Kicking off the morning, about to put this cylinder head on. Patrick finished putting in his valves, got them all seated, shine a light through there, see no light through here. We're putting the exhaust studs in. I snug them down with, turn them in as far as you can, one row at a time, snug them down with a pair of pliers so I know they're screwed in as far as they will be. See, that's still turning. Hand tight wasn't good enough. So I go across with the top row, then go across with the bottom row. I'm not squeezing the threads too much, so I shouldn't booger them up, but even with that, the manifold is thick enough not to touch this portion of the threads with the nuts. So just go across, put all 10 in, and then set the gaskets in place and put some dental floss on it.
Bolts out there just so they're there.
Alright, that's fine. We pulled the nuts off the exhaust studs, and one of them took a little bit of one of the exhaust studs. So we got another bolt to replace that with, because that's not going to work with metal in there. And the tip of that stud, about 1/8 of an inch of it, had threads messed up on it, just stripped totally off. So we flipped that stud around and screwed that stud in the head instead of having it out toward the bolt so we could reuse it. But you know, you can always replace all these things new if you want, but you know, soaking them in penetrant like PB Blaster helps you get the nuts off of them real easy with that tool there. So we got the gaskets in place. We got fishing line holding the gaskets on so they don't fall off when we set the head in place. We took this little seal here and we glued that to the water pipe outside. We're getting ready to set this thing in place. A couple pistons up, 3 of them are almost down. We're going to oil the walls of these cylinders so that we'll build compression quick when we go to start it. Where you put the cam cover down, you want to check your timing mark. And as you can see here, we are like a 1/2 tooth off, so we're going to turn that a 1/2 tooth so that the timing be perfect on that. And I brought the cam locking tool, so we'll probably throw that on the back since everything's out of the way over there. It's like we got a hen proud of her lay. Alright, we'll eat the egg. Looks like Volvo coats these with that copper spray stuff, so we got the head gasket in place. We're going to set the head in here and start bolting it down. Yeah, put your thermostat housing on before you lower that head in place. This is all cleaned up, ready for the gasket. Housing on, valves installed, exhaust manifold gaskets in place. Top of the block is cleaned up, head gasket in place. You could also clean off that exhaust manifold just to make sure you don't get any leaks on that. And we're going to seal on the water jacket. Let's drop this thing in place and check the water jacket bolt with a mirror, and this gasket was out of place. Had to pull the head up 3 times, even though there was glue on that seal. The head kept scooting the seal back, so finally got it in place. I'm going to start those bolts and then we're going to install the head bolts. Made a mistake cleaning off the top of the block. I didn't clear out the cylinder head bolt holes. Fortunate for us, Patrick has a compressor, so we're getting ready to put compressed air down those bolt holes, blow them out. But you remember I stick a paper towel down there, and man, we get one of these bolt holes right here by number 1 has 3 inches of water in there, and you won't get those bolts torqued down right. Might even crack a block doing that. So make sure you dry out those bolt holes. We're gonna blow them out with compressed air. So we got the water out of the second one. Put it down in there. See how that water came out of there? Gotta get that out of there.
Like Old Faithful.
Rolling along, we got the cam locking tool on. Cams are lifted off the back, they're down in the front. We got plenty of oil on them because we don't have assembly lube. Not a big deal usually. We got enough oil in there to make this okay. Did put the seals in this time, so I won't have to pull that cover back off to redo that. And we're getting ready to roll on our Volvo anaerobic cylinder. Because that guy there likes to do it right.
That's right.
Spin that tensioner. Just spin it. That tensioner is spinning free. Doesn't seem to have any grease. Also can't find any markings on it, which indicates to me that it's some sort of aftermarket tensioner, which I don't like to use. I would guess that 75% of timing belt issues is because of the tensioner spun out of grease, came apart, caused the timing to jump. So this is an I&A one. We're going to check, see how this one spins. Go ahead, spin that one. Nice. See, that's how it's supposed to be. Nice, smooth, fluid motion, but no spinning. This is probably good for at least, 25,000 miles, because we don't know how many miles it has on it already. But I think we're better off with this one than this no-name aftermarket one. Also, the I&A one tells me which way to move, to twist it, to add the tension to it. So we're going to use this one. We're good to go. And put this timing belt in. That idler there also looks aftermarket, so he may want to do this before too long. You have any idea when this belt was last done? It says 2016.
It was done recently.
Yeah, so they redid the timing belt with aftermarket parts. We're going to have to redo this. Kind of water pump we got here. I don't see any markings on it that are legitimate. So my guess would be it's a water pump from Amazon, some other place. And we're gonna get the good stuff, put it on here pretty soon. Pull on the tool, set it up against the back of the cylinder head, push it in and turn it. Get it all the way in, turn the tool, pull it out. And that seal should be all the way in. Don't look like I quite got it all the way in, but fortunately for the tool, I could give it a second shot. And then we'll get this one on the exhaust cam. Then I'll show you the #1 reason why these cars don't start after you put a cylinder head on. Okay, everybody, whenever you're doing a cylinder head job and you're having starting issues, these are the 3 most common issues you're going to have with getting a car started. #1, your cam sensor plug is shattered, broken in pieces, and not held in properly. I did a couple videos showing you guys how these things are busted up, and I've shown you how I use epoxy to fix those. So if that plug on that cam sensor is messed up, this is a Bosch one, it should be great. Second issue, if you don't have any compression, whenever you have the cylinder head off for an extended period of time, get all the plugs out, all that stuff, your cylinder walls may be dry, especially if you cleaned the head and the block really good. Some people even clean those cylinder walls, making sure they got the top of the pistons clean. It's best if you use a oil-soaked rag and wipe those cylinder walls, saturating them with oil before you put your head on. That'll allow you to build compression quick. If you don't have compression, the car's not going to start. You have to have a long crank to get it started, like I did with Little Red the other day. Last but not least, I'm not sure what you call this, but I call it the cam sensor disc. It goes in the back of the cylinder head and it attaches to the back of the cam. Now this car is in time. If you put the screw in it and you set it in place and you look at it closely, those holes are offset. Really, those holes are offset because this cut in the back of this cam is offset. It's offset to the down position. So if you put this so that those holes are offset to the down position, this will go in here like this. It falls right in place, nice and easy. You put that screw in there, snug it down, you're good to go. A lot of people will take this and it'll be turned this way and they'll get one of those tabs to fall in place and feel like it's locked in. Now that's hard to do, but they do it somehow. It feels like it's locked in. Then they tighten this screw down. They're crushing one of the tabs. The other tab is fine. And then they wonder why the car won't start. I ask them time and time again, is that cam sensor disc installed properly? Sure it is, Robert. It's installed properly. Their firing order's off. Cam sensor's not on right. So anyway, you can pull that off, see if one of those tabs are bent down. But the real deal is, if the head is in time, put that tab, those tabs on the lower side, slide that in, tighten that screw down, you'll be good to go. Car should fire right up. So be aware of those three things. And a lot of times people put this on wrong when they replace the seal behind it. But hey, whatever orientation it's in, when you take it off to replace that seal, put it back that orientation. Car should fire right up. This little white tube goes in the bottom of your air tube. It goes to that tube on top of the water jacket. Water pipe. Lower radiator hose. People always ask, where's that little white tube go? Meet and greet in the Denver area, and somebody brought me a treat. A busted cam locking tool. I tell you guys, please don't buy those from Amazon and then call me about it. They do break, so you want to get a good quality tool.
You bend your valves with your own wrench.
Oh man. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.